Hi, I'm Quincy, and today I am playing Mountain. And I've just started again. Oh, and it's asking me to do things like draw my childhood. Now it's trying to get me to draw the past. I don't really know what the past looks like. Kind of looks like that. Things going to line. Anyway, Mountain. I'm guessing this is to randomize things at the start. Get some random number generators going on. So this is a bit of an unusual game. This is my mountain. It's just being generated. And welcome to Mountain. You are God. So I'm the god of this mountain. And I recently moved countries, and I've lost my main gaming computer. And so I wanted something a little relaxing, a little easy to play. So I picked this up in the Steam sale, and I was pretty confident it could run nicely on my old laptop, which is exactly what it's doing right now. And it looks quite pretty, and it is quite gentle. Um, yeah, and I thought a little god game. Though I have to say, you're very for a god, you're a very unusual god for a game, and you're not really a very active god. You're more sort of existential god, just sort of not doing much. You just sort of look at your mountain. What a pretty mountain. It kind of reminds me of things like having a pet rock. And you can just sort of look at your mountain. You can move around. Your options are you can spin around and move up and down so you can see underneath the mountain. Nice little shading effect there you can see here. And you can see up your on top of your mountain. And there's trees, and sometimes it snows. And there's often a lot of clouds, so you can't even see much of your mountain. Occasionally things appear, like a bottle. I've seen a few bottles appear, coins, things like that. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes it's dark. That's pretty much it, really. I particularly like this. This is a nice bit. Let me just show you this. These are the controls. Controls, nothing. That's right, you have no control. As I said, you're not a very active god. Yeah, so it reminds me a bit of things like pet rocks that they had in the 80s, where you had a rock and it was supposed to be your pet. Of course, it didn't do anything, it just sort of sat there like a rock. And this mountain just sits there like a mountain, just sitting there, rotating in space. So I'm not really sure if you call this a game, more of an experience. Yes. There is one thing you can do. You can play music. Apparently, if you hit certain combinations, if you're very musical, certain things will happen, but not very big things like you'll make it rain, or you make it rain blood. Things like that. I've learnt one code, which is the code to destroy your mountain, which I'll show you at the end of this video. When I saw this, I thought, there must be stuff to do, but there really doesn't seem to be. It really is. What you're seeing now is pretty much the entire game. And if you want to basically look at a mountain, it changes slowly over time. I mean, I've left it running for several hours, and the most that changed was it appeared to have a bottle of some description, and it was covered in snow. Otherwise, it looked pretty much the same. Though you do get very nice lighting effects, as we're seeing here. Sunsets, so it's going to be dark soon. I won't be able to see much of my mountain at all. And if you don't do much for a while, you start zooming out. You can see here the mouse, the camera view, sorry, is zooming out slightly. And you start hearing this sort of background hum. Actually, and then you can, when you're ready, you can zoom back in again. You can see it's night now, so you can't see really much what's going on at all. There's a mountain there, but you can't really see much of it. I remember at one point I was I was like checking my mountain, seeing what was happening. When nothing was happening, I saw like a line on my mountain. Occasionally these little messages appear at the top. Little thoughts. Contemplative. Anyway, I thought I saw something. I saw something on my mountain, but I realised then, I thought there was like a track. Is there some people on my mountain? But they weren't. It was actually just a smudge on my screen. Yeah, it's a very contemplative game. You can just sit there and watch your mountain. It might be the sort of game that if you're doing something else, like you're sitting or you're doing some programming in another window, you can sit and keep an eye on your mountain in the corner of the screen. But that's it. I don't think there's any point in prolonging this video. It's time to destroy my mountain. Sorry, mountain. Sorry, it's time to go. You're about to be destroyed by a giant spiky thing as it slowly makes its way towards my mountain. Nice music. So I suppose this game met its aim. It was quite a relaxing game for me. A few hours of having it sit in the corner. Well, as I said, I don't think it's... Personally, I wouldn't call it a game. More an experience. A contemplative experience. Punctuated by occasional mass destruction. Like this. And that is Mountain. Thanks for watching. Bye.